D'abord.
My name is Augustina.
My name is Odette Mouye, and I'm from Benin Republic.
My name is Overona Judith.
I am Rose Iwaosagi.
Chief Mrs. Claudia L. Owumi.
You empower a woman, you empower a village. You know, when you empower a woman, you empower the children. My name is Godwin Nana. I am the president of the Nigerian American Multi-Service Association, which we call NAMSA for short. This training program is our pioneer effort in this project, and it's really came out of a sense of observing what has happened to parts of our community since COVID. COVID kind of transformed the landscape in a number of ways, one of which is that most people lost their jobs. Most industries had to kind of recalibrate, and some of our community folks who work in different sectors had to lose their job, particularly people that work in places like restaurants and all of those service sectors. Most of them never gained their jobs back. So, and from our observation, a huge number of them were women. So we thought about it and thought it might be helpful to kind of have a training that empowers them to return to the workplace, you know. And one of the things that came to mind quickly is to look at sectors that survived, that were far more stable during the COVID time, and the healthcare sector apparently is one of those sectors. So the healthcare sector is a sector with a huge workforce need. And so we thought about how we can create a work empowerment program that can help most of these women, most of whom are mothers of children, single mothers, breadwinners for their families, get back into the workspace. And so we came up with this idea of a CNA training program. And so this effort was the very first attempt at doing that. So courtesy of a grant we got from the Department of Public Health through the HRIA agency, we were able to put together this training program to train them for to become CNA.
I am particularly happy and satisfied that NAMSA has reached out, wrote a grant in order to train certified nurse assistants, CNAs.
In most graduate medical program, not just graduate medical programs like psychotherapy, nurse practitioners, MD, PA, physician assistant, MD, medical doctor program. They require them to have either CNA or to be an EMT, that kind of stuff. So they call it the prerequisite out of the way, so they can enter into the next level.
The interesting thing about also the participants in this program is that a number of them are new immigrants to the country, and one of the things we see with new immigrants is that when they come here, irrespective of what they studied back home in Africa, when they come here, they often have to come to the reality that they need some things to do to earn a living, at least to survive while they are integrated into the system. And that ties into the objective of NAMSA, one of which is to help new immigrants adapt and thrive. So we created this program so that we can empower people with a kind of short, quick workforce training program that can launch them directly into the workforce. And so when we did, this is typically a 1-month program. They do the CNA board exam, they become certified nursing assistants. That's apparently what CNA means. And then they can go work in hospitals, in care homes, in different other healthcare environments.
Coming back to NAMSA, for the African community, not only Nigerian, like I said, is like a stepping stone. It's like a first point of contact in the healthcare field. Most people that are in the healthcare industry started as CNA. I never was a CNA, but I've done CNA job too, as a nurse. So most people start, and then, it doesn't matter what you read over there, from the motherland. It doesn't matter what the career that you did. I went to law school too in Nigeria. But when I came here, and like most people, they will look at what can I do to better fit in this place. Being in the medical field, you can do so many things. Even as a nurse, you don't have to do bedside, but you can do that to get your feet wet. But then there are so many other things that you can do. So that's why I said it's a very laudable project that NAMSA is doing to give people that are here a sense of just a glimpse of what they can do when you have people come to talk to you, that this is just a stepping stone. Don't just finish the program and start making money and you said this is it. No. A lot of people have passed out there. I even have students, because I also precept nurse practitioner students when they're doing their external rotations, their internship. So a lot of them from other countries in Africa started in Spectrum, also started here as CNAs, but there's a prospect for you to go higher, and when you see other people do that, you want to do that too.
There's nothing bad in knowing, and learning new skills. So, like Ben Carlson would say, he said, do something with your hands. You won't regret it. So I'm happy that I'm able to go through this program through NAMSA.
The training definitely taught me a lot, and specifically, it taught me that, going into like the nursing field is definitely something that I could see myself doing, because at the beginning I wasn't exactly sure about what I would like to do for the future and all those kind of things. So this program definitely showed me that I have the power to basically accomplish to be a nurse. So it was definitely something that I needed for myself it was something that I needed to go through myself in order to understand, my limits and what I could learn, what I could not learn, how I could do things and this and that. So it definitely brought, it gave me security about, my future.
One of the things you observe in our community over the years is that most of the big professionals in our industries today who in our community today who came in here started at this level. Most of them are nurses today, most of them are nurse practitioners today. Like the director of the program, she has a doctorate in nursing, she's a nurse practitioner, and these are people who came in and had to start doing the kind of things we are trying to encourage these people to do. So one of the things we did with the program, in addition to selecting, we selected our pioneer group or class was about 15 women, about 12 of them are Nigerian women, 2 of them are Kenyans, 1 of them is Haitian women. So altogether 15 class. We had a few others who joined the class who are from Mexico and all that. So the essence is really to empower them to get out there, start earning, and when they start earning, they can begin to take classes and continue their education to become RNs and become nurses and eventually become nurse practitioners and rise to the very top echelon of their profession. And so that's our aspiration. So as we talk to them right from the start of the program, we challenge them, say, look 10 years down the line, where you're going to be. And a good number of them, just drawing from seeing people in the community today who once were in their shoes, were inspired, and they found the classes challenging but also very amazing. So I saw a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of desire to just learn and be empowered, and willingness to go out there in the community and use what they have been educated or trained with to work. And and be of service to the community, and in the world, in return, earn something to support their families.
I had a chance to welcome them into the program. Some of the most dedicated women, some of the most spotless women. One of the women there is actually a lawyer, a top lawyer, in her own country. She came out of her country. She took on the assignment to take this on as her passion.
I see the nursing profession as a call to service because you are making people happy. You so feeble people, you make them happy, you touch them, you dress them, you take their vitals. Okay, without you, they are calling you nurse this, nurse that, and okay, they want to see you so they can be happy. Isn't that fantastic? I see it's beautiful.
Definitely thank you for the opportunity. I'm definitely not going to waste this chance. I'm definitely going to be using the certificate, and I'm not going to stop right there. Like I said, my goal is to be a nurse practitioner, so especially midwife nurse practitioner. So I'm going to continue working towards my goal, and they were basically the first people that helped me start a foundation. So I'm definitely grateful for that.
The interesting thing about the people who participated in this program, who are women, for instance, when you empower a woman, you empower a village. You know, when you empower a woman, you empower the children. So these are mothers of children, you know, whom with empowerment, their mothers are getting able to work. I mean, the mothers are able to work, they're able to provide for their families, for their children, and work together with their husbands to, you know, provide better for their families. I must tell you something. 3 of the participants from this program come from shelter. You know, they stay in shelter. These are mothers of children and some other people who are currently living in shelter. So, and one told me, even while she was in the program, she got a job. You know, so she's already working. And the last time we spoke, she was saying to me, I'm just planning to save next couple of months so that I can get quickly out of shelter and be able to find something, a place I can rent for me. And so that's the kind of thing we want to see. When you give somebody a fish, you're only feeding the person for a day, but if you teach the person how to fish, you are feeding the person for a lifetime. So the training program is intended to not only give a fish, but to teach the people to fish. You know, so that's our hope, that's our aspiration, and our desire is that we'll continue to do this kind of thing to inspire a generation of people, new immigrants, as they come. You know, so that they can get the fundamental foothold in this nation. This is a nation of immigrants, you know, and everything monumental in America was built by immigrants, but much more by the immigrant spirit. I see that immigrant spirit in these women.
I want to thank NAMSA again for giving me the opportunity to learn this skill. So I'm actually proud to be in the system of health industry.
After this training, I really want to change to CNA because I was so happy when we were at the clinic. I was so happy to take care of them.
It was amazing at the graduation ceremony to see some mothers with the kids hanging around 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 6 years, you know, watching and clapping for mom as she receives the certificate on her training. So it's a future built by empowerment based on delivering new skills and new capacity to work and earn more. That's what we see through this program. And we are very appreciative of the support we got to be able to do it, and hopeful for more support in the future to do similar things in our community. You know, everybody needs empowerment in some form or the other, and an empowered community is a valuable contributing community.
I just want to say thank you, because honestly it just got sent at this point, because like I said before, it's helpful to my career as we come to do this training, and I'm really thankful that they thought about it and thought of sponsoring us, because it's really expensive to get this type of training done here without help. So I want to say thank you. And for others that want to pursue going to the healthcare, I would say go for it. NAMSA is here to help you, and apply, and I don't know get into the program. It's a really good program. It will help you jumpstart your career into the healthcare.
I remember back home, when I was back home, my goal is to become nurse or doctor. I think with this training, I know where I am and I know where I'm going to. It's just a matter of time.
I think we're trying in another way to change the narrative sometimes and the perception people have about migrant communities being, just consuming or receiving or being a drain on the system. I don't see a dependent culture when I looked at the women that came to this training.
I see that this was a very meaningful experience, not just the learning, but also getting to meet other people that are also going through the same things like me. I made a lot of relationships that I think that I'll be able to keep for a very long time, and a lot of connections too, that can help me in my career. So I'm really grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful for, for them providing this platform for me to be able to jumpstart my career and everything.
I want to say a very big thank you to NAMSA, for this is a stepping stone, and this is just the sky. It's not our limit. It's a starting point for us. So we know we being the pioneer, we did our best, and I'll still be glad if NAMSA would do more of this, because this was a really, really great opportunities which they gave to us.
What a wonderful organization that NAMSA is. It's not only for Nigerians, it's for everyone. In this particular group of graduates, we had Spanish women that finished, women from Haiti, women from Africa, women from the United States. We don't discriminate. Anyone can come into NAMSA. Anyone can join us and support us.
NAMSA is not just something for immigrants, it's for Black, it's for Africans, it's for people of African descent who are living in America. So that's how we see ourselves fundamentally, to continue to help people adapt and thrive. We are opposed to anything that fundamentally tries to dehumanize, minoritize we as a community. We're already a minority community, but it's a different thing to be a minority and for a system to design itself to minoritize and be oppressive to you. So in some way, in every way, we are opposed to anything that minoritizes us. So we try to empower ourselves so that we can be better.